Veterans Day to me means to remember the time I spent in the military, all the great friends I made, and all the time we spent fighting for our country. It reminds me of my dad. He was in the Navy. His name was John Lamberson. The time he spent and what he did for my country too. It reminds me of my husband, David Adams. He was in the Air Force. The time he spent, in fact, that's how we met one another. And it just reminds me of all the veterans out there that served in the past and that are currently serving today as well.
Veterans Day to me means I made to appreciate and celebrate the people that came before me, all the veterans that have served in prior wars, prior conflicts, anything like that. Just the guys that have made the Army and the military in general what it is today.
It means a day to appreciate what we do or what we've done with previous people who served in the military, and just having them know that they're appreciated of everything they've done for the country and everything they continue to do.
So my husband always tells me that Veterans Day is his holiday. He doesn't celebrate his birthday or Christmas, but he does celebrate Veterans Day. So to me, it's remembering the sacrifices of others that are serving.
So what Veterans Day means to me is a day to recognize the past military members and service members for everything they've done and accomplished.
What Veterans Day means to me is it's an opportunity to honor all of those who served, gave of their time and their talents, and many who gave their lives. And it's an opportunity for us to just pause for a moment and thank them for the sacrifices that they made.
For me, Veterans Day means getting the opportunity to honor those who serve and have served in our military, regardless of branch or reservist, active duty, the amount of time they spent in. It's just a great opportunity to remember the sacrifices that the men and women have made and their time serving.
My favorite memory so far, the time I've spent in the military, would have to be my graduation day.
My dad, he served in the Army, and he just helped support me as I'm going through the decision of going into the Army, and just appreciate what I do.
Actually, I think I had some really great teaching moments in the military. I was a lifeguard for the training tanks in Okinawa, Japan, and I had to learn that even when you're the boss, sometimes you have to give authority to others in order for things to move forward. It's kind of a bit of humble pie for me. Being in Japan as a woman in charge, couldn't get anything done. So to be humble, it was a really good teaching moment for a 20-year-old kid to finally get authority and have to hand it over in order to be able to make everything work smoothly. So I think the military really taught me a lot about teamwork and the importance of everybody on the team working together to make things happen. And that really works well with the position that I hold at the college as well, that sometimes I have to step back and let a student take the lead, and it benefits them in the long run, and it benefits their classmates to see that happen.
I mean, there's been some really good memories and some not so fun memories that have actually, looking back on them, have been pretty fun memories. But I'd say, honestly, my favorite memory is October 16th, 2015, the day I raised my right hand and swore into the Kansas Army National Guard.
One of my favorite experiences in the military was that I got to fly in an F-4 from Florida back to Kansas. It was an awesome experience. I wasn't a pilot, so that was a really neat experience for me to get to do that. And then just all the events that I did and the experiences I had throughout the military is just a very neat experience for me. The good and the bad. You learned a lot while serving in the military, and it was a good experience for the most part all the way around. My dad serving in the military, he was pretty strict at home, so I learned a lot of that from him. And I never thought I'd go into the military, and when I did, I was glad I did, and I was happy to serve. I want to shout out to all the military families out there. Thank you for supporting your military members, and thank all the vets out there for everything they do for us. God bless you.
So prior to my husband, I mean, I knew the military existed, but I didn't know the ranks. I remember when we first started dating, I used to text him all the time, and I'd be like, hey, what is this rank? What is that rank? And he would always tell me. And so it has changed because I see that the people that decide to go into the military, it's not just them that are making that sacrifice, but it's also their families. When a soldier is deployed, their families have to take that ownership on and remain here and keep things running. And that's a big burden to ask of people. And not only that, but you may not hear from your child or significant other for many, many months, and that can be kind of scary as well. I kind of think back to my grandpa was also in World War II, and my grandma used to talk about letters, and now we get emails, so that's a little nicer that we get emails a little bit quicker. But just, I think sacrifice is the big thing that I now feel, and when I hear the Star Spangled Banner and see my husband get goosebumps on his arm, it means something.
There was a point during the peak of COVID where he was on a list to get assigned to one of the med ships that was serving in the bays in New York and California and New Orleans. So that was a little scary, but it just made me realize just exactly what it is that they do. I know so many other military families, like I said, have it worse than me because their husband, son, wife, daughter, brother, sister, whatever, have gone over there and served. But it's very special just to even get to be a part of such a community. So that has greatly impacted my life. The people we've got to meet through the military, the connections we've made, the opportunities it's opened up as far as school, and just being part of something bigger than ourselves. I feel like that's really changed my life.
My relationship as a vet, I think it probably took me 10 years or more after I got out of the military for me to look at myself in that light. I didn't ever think of myself as being a veteran. I just thought of myself as somebody who served. And so I didn't, but I always looked at my husband, who did a full career in the Army, as somebody who was a veteran because he had given such a huge chunk of his life. And so to me, the term veteran, it is a wide variety of meanings, and my husband's service was so selfless, and so when I look at that, I think there aren't very many people that are willing to do that today, that are willing to spend that much time in anything, whether it be their military career or any other job or service, and it changes who you are as a person when you dedicate that large of a portion of your life to anything.